The Galactic Hall of Unity was full. Tall, strange aliens filled every seat, glowing eyes, sharp claws, scales that shimmered under the lights. They had come from across the stars to attend the annual Galactic Council Summit. At the back of the massive chamber stood a humanist soldier in dark gray armor. His name was Commander Raylan Burke, a war hero, now assigned to Earth's diplomatic team. He had come to observe, not speak. But what he heard that day would change everything. A tall alien from the Zarketh Empire, shaped like a walking insect, rose from his seat. He hissed in a deep voice, "Why is the dirt world still in the council?" Everyone turned. Whispers filled the air. Another alien laughed. This one was from the Dravak Dominion, a race known for their cruelty. Earth? Oh yes. The monkey planet, still pretending to be important. The room echoed with laughter. Dozens of alien delegates grinned or smirked. Only the humans remained silent. A woman from Earth's delegation stood up nervously. "We demand respect. Earth has done nothing to deserve this hate." The Zarketh delegate slammed a clawed hand on the table. "You are weak. You bring nothing to the galaxy. You lost every war you fought until we gave you technology." The laughter grew louder. Commander Raylan Burke didn't move. He stared straight ahead, jaw tight. His hand curled into a fist. The camera drones floated above, capturing every word. Billions were watching across the stars. Then came the worst insult. An otter alien from the Valari Republic sneered. "Let Earth go back to cleaning toilets and growing potatoes. That's all they're good for." Raylan stood up. The entire room went silent. Everyone turned toward him. He walked forward, slowly, each step echoing in the grand hall. He stopped in front of the council speaker's table. "I was told this meeting was about unity," Raylan said calmly. "Not humiliation." The council speaker, an old being with glowing white skin, raised a hand. "Commander Burke, this is not your place to speak." Raylan ignored him. He turned and faced the hall. His voice was steady, clear, but full of fire. "You think we're weak because we haven't destroyed you. You think we're dirt because we kept our heads down. You think we're monkeys because we didn't fight back." He looked around the room. His eyes locked with the alien leaders. "But you forgot something. Humans don't stay down forever." The Valari delegate laughed. "And what will you do, monkey? Fight all of us?" Raylan's face didn't change. "No, I won't fight." He turned to the human delegation. "But Earth will remember this day. And one day, when you're not watching, we'll remind you who we are." With that, he walked out of the hall. The aliens burst into laughter again, but the humans did not. That night, the news spread across Earth. The footage of Raylan's speech went viral. Billions of humans watched it. Some cried. Others got angry. All of them remembered his words. The president of Earth's council sat alone in her office, watching the video again and again. "Find Raylan Burke," she said to her assistant. "Now." But Raylan had vanished. For weeks there was no sign of him. His ship had left the spaceport, but its tracker was shut off. Earth's military couldn't find him. He had disappeared into the black of space. In the alien worlds, the insult was forgotten within days. They laughed and moved on. Earth was still weak, they thought. Still slow. Still soft. But something strange began to happen. An alien mining ship near Saturn was destroyed. No warning. No signal. Just silence. A Zarketh cargo cruiser vanished near Neptune. A small Valari scout team entered the edge of the Kuiper Belt and was never heard from again. At first, they blamed pirates. Then they blamed system errors. But deep in space, in a cold, hidden station orbiting a dead moon, Commander Raylan Burke stood in front of a group of old soldiers and engineers. Most of them had retired. Some were forgotten. Others had been labeled too dangerous. He looked at them with fire in his eyes. "They think we're weak," he said. "They think Earth will kneel. But we will build something they can't. See, a fleet made in shadows, weapons made from silence. And when the time comes, he paused. We'll show them that Earth doesn't bow, Earth bites. The room was quiet, then a voice from the back asked, "And if they come after us?" Raylan smiled, "Then we won't hide." The stars outside twinkled in the darkness. Far away, the aliens laughed and danced, thinking Earth was broken, thinking the human soldier had failed. But in the cold void, something new was growing, and one day soon, the galaxy would remember that Earth was not a planet of monkeys or dirt. It was a planet of monsters. Silent, angry, waiting. And led by one man, who never forgot the insult. No one had seen Commander Raylan Burke for almost a year. Earth's leaders stopped asking where he went. The military said nothing. Official reports called him missing. But everyone knew the truth. Raylan was planning something on the far side of Saturn, behind thick radiation belts and clouds of ice. There was a dead moon called Mimas, cold, lifeless, abandoned. But deep under its frozen crust, hidden from alien scanners, a secret station had come alive. Metal arms moved. Sparks flew, engines hummed, people worked day and night. The base had no name, no ID code, no signal. They called it only one thing, the forge. Inside, Commander Raylan stood before a giant glass window, staring at what floated beyond it, a black ship, long and sharp, like a blade made for war. "It's beautiful," whispered Ava Chun, an old Navy pilot. Raylan didn't look at her. "It's one of 20, maybe more." She stepped closer. "How did you build this in secret?" Raylan's voice was low. "We didn't ask for permission, we just started." The people working with him were not government officials. They were veterans, engineers, rogue scientists, and angry ex-soldiers. All of them had one thing in common. They were tired of being laughed at. Across the next few months, they built what Earth had never built before: a ghost fleet. Ships without ID codes, ships invisible to enemy radar. Ships with smart weapons and cloaking tech Earth had never dared to use in public. Raylan named each ship after something the aliens feared: Wrath, Fury, Vengeance, Eclipse, Revenant. They ran silent drills in the dark, no signals, no lights. Just movement, practice, precision. Each pilot trained like it was war already. Back on Earth, people still lived their normal lives. The media forgot Raylan. Politicians stopped talking about the insult. Trade with the Galactic Council resumed. Earth sent food, Earth bought tech. Earth smiled politely. But in space, Raylan prepared for something else. Ava came to him one night. In the forge. "I want to talk," she said. Raylan looked tired. "Talk? You're building a war, Ray. Are you sure the time is right?" He turned. "You heard what they said. They called us apes. They mocked our dead. They called our planet dirt." "Yes," she said, "but revenge isn't a plan." Raylan stepped forward. His voice was quiet but sharp. "This isn't revenge. This is preparation." Ava stared at him. "And if the aliens never attack?" He paused. "Then we stay shadows," he said. "But if they do, we become fire." The next morning, something changed. A small alien scout ship entered Earth's solar system. It sent a signal routine check, it claimed. It drifted near Saturn, taking scans. But Raylan knew better. "They're sniffing," he said. A decision had to be made. Raylan met with his commanders. "If we let it leave, they'll know we're hiding something. If we stop it, war may start sooner." Ava leaned forward. "Then we stop it, quietly." Raylan nodded. He gave the order. The ship Revenant launched. Silent, fast, hidden, within minutes the alien scout ship lost power. Its engines froze. Lights dimmed. Life support failed. Not one shot was fired. The Revenant pulled it into a black crater on Mimas. By the time other alien ships came looking, there was no sign of anything. The ghost fleet had struck. And no one knew. Back in the Galactic Council, whispers began. Where is our scout? Could Earth have taken it? No, one Dravak leader said. They're not smart enough, another said. Or maybe they are. But no one wanted to start a war without proof. Meanwhile, the forge kept building. Raylan met with his engineers. We need more ships, faster engines, better stealth. One engineer, a quiet old man named Jakob, frowned. We're running out of resources, Raylan nodded. Then we take what we need. Soon, quiet attacks began on alien trade routes, only those near Earth space. Cargo ships vanished. Fuel depots went offline. Satellite sensors failed. The Council sent threats. Earth responded with polite confusion. We are victims too, Earth's ambassador said with a smile. We will help you search. The aliens didn't know they were being watched from every corner. Raylan listened to their messages. He studied their formations. He mapped their weak spots. He was no longer just a soldier. He was becoming a strategist. Of shadows. Then one night, something unexpected happened. An alien defector, a pilot from the Zarkath race, escaped his patrol and entered the solar system. He sent a secret message to Earth. I know what's coming, he said. I want to speak to the one you call Burke. Raylan met him in a hidden hangar near Pluto. The alien removed his helmet. His eyes were black and tired. They planned to test Earth's defenses. A fake trade accident. Then they'll send warships, just a few at first. Raylan's eyes narrowed. When? Within weeks, the alien said. Maybe days. Raylan looked at the stars. Then we don't wait. That night, he gave the Ghost Fleet their new orders. Phase 1, Silent Thunder. Attack without warning. Disappear before response. Show no mercy. Only leave one message behind. The ships vanished into the dark, like phantoms. Like shadows with teeth, Raylan stood on the command deck of his flagship. He watched the cold stars and whispered. They thought Earth was asleep. He turned to his crew. Let's wake them up. Back in the Galactic Council, a red alert sounded. 3 outposts destroyed. No survivors. The only clue. A strange symbol burned into the metal ruins. A human hand, holding fire. No name. No message, but across the galaxy, fear spread. The ghosts of Earth had arrived, and Raylan Burke had just declared war in silence. The galaxy still had no answers. 3 alien outposts were gone. Burned, crushed, silenced. No distress signals, no survivors. Just wreckage floating in space, and the image of a human hand holding fire. Some believed it was pirates. Some blamed unknown black hole storms. But deep inside the Galactic Council, the top leaders gathered in secret. 12 species. One goal. Find the ones responsible. We are under attack, growled Lord Varix of the Dravak Dominion, his eyes glowing like fire. This is war. It cannot be Earth, said a thin Velari diplomat. They don't have the power. They don't need power, Varix snapped. They need hate, and they have plenty. The others murmured. Fear was spreading. Suspicion pointed toward Earth, but no proof existed. Back on Earth, everything looked normal. People went to work. Schools were open. No warnings. No panic. Earth's leaders remained silent, pretending they knew nothing. But far from the planet, in the dark emptiness between stars, Commander Raylan Burke stood aboard the human dreadnought Wrath. He looked down at the digital map on the table. Red dots showed alien bases. Blue lines showed their supply routes. Which one do we hit next? Asked Ava Chun. Raylan's eyes didn't blink. All of them. His voice was cold, sharp, certain. She raised an eyebrow. All? That's suicide. Raylan didn't look up. It's shock. They think we're still scared. We need to show them we're not. Ava crossed her arms. Then this isn't war. This is a message, Raylan nodded. Exactly. He called it Operation Silent Thunder. A coordinated strike across alien space. No warnings, No broadcasts. Hit hard. Vanish fast. Each ship in the Ghost Fleet was given a target. Every pilot knew what to do. At 0 hour, they moved. In one night, 6 alien supply stations were destroyed. 3 patrol ships were turned into scrap. Weapons factory exploded above a gas giant, raining debris on the alien world below. Every target was hit with perfect timing. Not one human ship was lost. The galaxy exploded with fear. Who is doing this? Shouted one council leader. The Zarketh sent warships to patrol their borders. The Velari locked down their trade routes. The Dravik started scanning space for unknown signals. And in the middle of all this, the Ghost Fleet disappeared, silent, hidden, watching. On the Wrath, the crew celebrated their success. But Raylan did not smile. "It's just the beginning," he said. A message came in from Earth's president. Her face appeared on the screen. She looked tired, pale. "Raylan, they're scared. Some are calling for peace. Others are preparing to attack." Raylan folded his arms. "Let them come. The longer we hide, the more they fear shadows." She stared at him. "How far will you go?" He paused, then answered quietly, "As far as they pushed us." The next day, the Council sent a demand to Earth. "Stop your attacks or face full war." Earth replied with a single sentence. "We are not attacking, but if you start a war, we will finish it." The message was signed, Commander Raylan Burke. In alien space, ships gathered for retaliation. Hundreds of them. Large, powerful, deadly. The Council was no longer debating. They were preparing to strike. Raylan watched the fleet formations from a secret satellite. He smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. "They're coming," he said to Ava. She nodded. "We're outnumbered." He tapped the screen. "They have numbers. We have brains." Then came the first real battle. A fleet of 500 alien warships entered Earth's space. They moved fast, confident, ready to burn Earth down. Raylan had only 89 ships. Old Earth would have surrendered. But this was not old Earth. This was Ghost Earth. Raylan's fleet didn't meet the aliens head-on. Instead, they used the silence. They hid in asteroid fields, behind moons, inside clouds of frozen gas. When the alien ships passed, the ghosts struck. Laser mines ripped holes in alien cruisers. Gravity traps pulled battleships into planetary rings. AI drones cut power systems in seconds. For every one human ship lost, 6 alien ships vanished. The aliens fought hard. But they were angry, blind, loud. The humans were quiet, calculated, precise. In the middle of the chaos, Raylan's ship dove straight into the enemy command cruiser. He boarded it with a small team. Guns drawn. The alien admiral, a massive Dravik, roared, "You're insane." Raylan shot out the bridge lights and answered in the dark, "No, I'm human." They left the admiral tied in his own chair, surrounded by dead systems and broken screens. By the end of the battle, the aliens had lost almost everything. Out of 500 ships, only 23 escaped. Earth's losses? 13 ships, but one thing was now clear across the galaxy. Earth was no longer a joke. In the Council's chambers, panic spread like wildfire. One Velari diplomat slammed his fist on the table. "They said nothing. They warned no one." A Zarketh general hissed, "We should have crushed them when they were weak." Varix of the Dravik growled, "We didn't know they had teeth." And far away, in the dark, Raylan watched the Council's panic through hacked feeds. He saw their fear, their confusion. He turned to his crew. They wanted to know what Earth was made of. He paused. Now they know. The ship's lights dimmed. The Ghost Fleet retreated to deep space, where no alien dared follow, and the stars, for a moment, went quiet again. But the silence didn't mean safety anymore. Now, it meant something was coming, and no one could see it until it was too late. The news of Earth's surprise strike echoed across the stars like thunder in a quiet night. The Galactic Council was shaken to its core. In the massive council chamber, delegates from dozens of alien worlds gathered, their faces hard and angry. The air was thick with tension. "We cannot ignore this," said Lord Varrox of the Dravak Dominion, his claws tapping impatiently on the table. "Earth has broken the rules. We must respond." The Valari ambassador hissed softly. "But how? Their fleet is small, yet deadly. They fight like ghosts." The Zarkath general leaned forward. "They hid their power from us for years. We never saw it coming. We were blind." A voice rose from the back of the chamber. It was the council speaker, an ancient being with eyes like molten silver. "We face a choice," he said slowly. "Do we seek peace, or do we prepare for war?" The room fell silent. Meanwhile, deep in Earth's orbit, Commander Raylan Burke sat in the command chair of the Dreadnought Fury. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. A message arrived from the council. "Cease your attacks immediately, or we will launch a full-scale war." Raylan read the message aloud to his officers. "They want us to stop." Ava Chun, standing nearby, frowned. "Do you think they will stop if we do?" Raylan shook his head. "No, they want us weak. They want us silent. We can't give them that." Suddenly, alarms blared. The Fury's sensors picked up hundreds of warships entering the system. "They're here," Raylan said. His fleet gathered quickly. Despite being outnumbered 5-1, they did not panic. Raylan smiled. "Remember, it's not the size of the army, but the strength of the heart." The battle began with a thunderous roar. Alien ships fired massive laser beams and missiles. But Earth's ships moved like shadows, avoiding fire and striking where it hurt. Raylan's voice echoed over the comms. "Focus on their command ships. Break their chain." In the heart of the battle, Raylan led a small team aboard the enemy. Flagship. The alien admiral sneered. "You think you can destroy us? You are fools." Raylan replied, "I am the human who refuses to lose." Using quick moves and clever traps, Raylan's team disabled the ship's engines and weapons. Back in space, the tide of battle turned. One by one, alien warships exploded or fled. The council leaders watched helplessly as their fleet crumbled. Finally, the battle ended. Only 13 human ships were lost, but the aliens lost nearly 500. The council was stunned. In the aftermath, the council speaker spoke again. "We underestimated Earth, but some aliens were furious. We must crush them before they grow stronger." One hissed. Raylan knew the fight was far from over. He sent a message to the council. "If you want peace, then stop the attacks. If you want war, then prepare to lose." As the Ghost Fleet retreated into the shadows, Raylan looked at the stars. "The next battle will be harder," he said. "But Earth will not fall." The council was desperate. After the crushing defeat, alien leaders met in a hidden fortress on a distant planet. Their faces were hard with anger and fear. "We need a weapon unlike any other," said Lord Varrox, claws tapping on the table. "A weapon that can destroy Earth itself," added the Valari commander. The Dravak general nodded. "We have one, the Void Star." The room grew silent. The Void Star was a secret and ancient superweapon hidden for centuries, capable of wiping out entire planets. But it had a terrible cost. Back on Earth, Commander Raylan Burke sat quietly in the command room of the Dreadnought Revenant. His crew was tense. Ava Chun approached him. "What do we know about this Void Star?" Raylan shook his head. "Only legends. It's a weapon that no one wants to use. Too dangerous." Suddenly, the ship's sensors picked up an encrypted message. Raylan opened it. His face went pale. "It's a warning. The council knows we are close." Ava looked at him. "Close to what?" Raylan's voice was low. "They're preparing the Void Star for battle." The next day, an alien pilot defected and came to Earth. Secretly, "I have seen the weapon," he said, his eyes wide with fear. It is powered by something terrible. Raylan asked sharply, "What?" The pilot swallowed hard. "By humans. Kidnapped from Earth." Raylan's heart froze. "They took our people?" He whispered. "Yes," the pilot said. "They use them as fuel, energy slaves." Raylan clenched his fists. This war just got personal. He called his commanders. "We must stop that weapon, no matter the cost." A plan was made. Raylan led a small team on a secret mission deep into enemy space, to the hidden base where the Void Star was built. The journey was long and dangerous. They passed through minefields and dodged patrol ships. When they reached the base, it was massive, dark, cold, and full of machines. Inside, Raylan saw the prisoners, men and women, weak and frightened, forced to work on the weapon. One prisoner looked up and gasped, "Raylan Burke?" He nodded. "I'm here to take you home." They freed the prisoners quietly, but alarms blared suddenly. The base was closing down. Security forces rushed in. Raylan fought fiercely with his team. Blasters fired. Explosions shook the walls. At the heart of the base, Raylan found the control room of the Void Star. The weapon was huge, glowing with deadly energy. Raylan had only moments. He connected the ship's systems and sent a virus to disable the weapon. The screens flickered. The energy dimmed. The Void Star was shutting down. But then, an explosion rocked the base. Raylan was thrown back. He looked up to see the alien commanders retreating, angry but defeated. As the team escaped, Raylan broadcasted a message to the galaxy. "You took our people. You made us your fuel, but we are not weak." He paused. "We are Earth, and we will fight until the last star burns." The message spread like wildfire. The council was stunned. The war had become a fight for survival. Back on Earth, the freed prisoners were welcomed as heroes. Raylan knew the battle was far from over, but now the galaxy knew Earth was a force no one could break. The galaxy held its breath. The secret weapon, the Void Star, once a symbol of terror, now pulsed under Earth's control. Its deadly glow was no longer a threat to Earth, but to those who had built it. Commander Raylan Burke stood on the command bridge of the massive warship Revenant. His eyes burned with fierce determination. "We took their weapon," Ava Chun said quietly, standing beside him. "Now what?" Raylan's voice was calm but hard. "Now we use it." Ava shook her head. "Are you sure? This weapon could destroy entire worlds." Raylan's gaze didn't waver. "They used humans to power it, kidnapped our people, made slaves. I don't see mercy for them." The crew worked quickly, preparing the Void Star to fire, this time under Earth's command. A message came from the Galactic Council. "Return the weapon. End the war now, or face destruction." Raylan smiled coldly. He sent back one simple reply: "No mercy." The Void Star's engines charged, humming with energy. Its power was terrifying. Raylan aimed it at the alien fleet gathering near Earth's borders. "You ready?" he asked his crew. "Ready, Commander," came the reply. The weapon fired. A beam of pure light tore through space, striking the lead alien warship. The explosion was massive, lighting up the dark void like a dying star. Other ships scattered in panic. The Council's fleet faltered, chaos spreading through their ranks. Raylan's fleet moved in, striking with precision and fury. Alien commanders shouted orders, but it was too late. Their power was broken. Ava turned to Raylan. "They're begging for peace." Raylan shook his head. "They begged when they took our people. They begged when they called us monkeys. No more." The Council sent envoys, offering treaties and surrender. Raylan refused. He sent a message across the galaxy. "This is Earth's fight. You started it. We will finish it." The aliens retreated, broken and humiliated. The war was not over, but the tide had turned. Raylan looked out at the stars, knowing the battles ahead would be harder. But Earth was ready, stronger, unforgiving, and led by a soldier who never forgot the insult. The galaxy had changed. The aliens who once laughed at Earth now watched with fear. Their fleets were broken. Their outposts were silent. Their leaders spoke in hushed voices about the man who had turned shadows into fire. Commander Raylan Burke had become more than a soldier. He was a symbol, in the heart of Earth's orbital command station. Raylan stood before a glowing screen. Across it were names, worlds that had surrendered, fleets that had fled, and leaders who now begged for peace. Ava Cheen entered the room quietly. "They want to talk again," she said. A full council gathering. Raylan didn't look up. "They're ready to listen this time," she nodded. "Because they're afraid." Raylan stepped forward. "Good, they should be." Days later, a massive council summit was called. This time, it was held on neutral ground, an ancient station orbiting a dead star, where wars had once been settled long before Earth had joined the stars. Raylan arrived not as a guest, but as a force. He wore no armor, no medals, just a black jacket with a single symbol over his heart, Earth. As he stepped into the council hall, silence spread. Every alien in the room stood. Not one dared to insult. Not one dared to laugh. The council speaker rose slowly. "Commander Raylan Burke, Earth's champion. The council is ready to hear your terms." Raylan's voice was clear. "There will be no more insults. No more backroom threats. No more calling us dirt or monkeys." He paused. "From this moment, Earth speaks as an equal or not at all." A murmur spread through the chamber. Then, the speaker asked, "And what does Earth want?" Raylan looked around the room. Respect, justice, and peace. But not the peace of fear, the peace of understanding. Some leaders nodded. Others remained silent. Raylan continued, "We will lead no empire. We will start no crusade. But if you ever threaten Earth again," he leaned forward, "we won't come with words next time." The message was clear, and no one challenged it. After the meeting, alien leaders gathered in private. One Vilari general said, "Earth will be a power now." A Zarkath diplomat whispered, "He didn't ask for control, but he already has it." In the weeks that followed, everything began to shift. Worlds that once ignored Earth now opened trade. Universities invited human scientists to speak. Soldiers from alien empires requested to train under Earth's elite units. The galaxy slowly bent toward something new, the human rule. But it was not a rule of chains or laws. It was a rule of example, a rule of fear, a rule of earned respect. Raylan watched it all from orbit. He refused titles. He refused fame. He returned to his crew aboard the Revenant, speaking only once to the press. "We didn't ask for war," he said. "We only asked to be treated as equals. Now that we are, we will defend that honor." Ava Chun sat beside him one quiet night in the observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly beyond the glass. "You changed everything, Ray," she said. He gave a tired smile. "No, they changed it. I just reminded them what happens when you push Earth too far." Ava looked at the stars. "Think they'll ever try again?" Raylan was silent for a long time. Then he whispered, "Not while I'm still breathing." Years passed. The galaxy was quieter now. No more secret strikes, no more council threats. The wars had ended not because they were won, but because one man had made sure they would never start again. His name was spoken in whispers. Raylan Burke. Children across planets learned his story. Soldiers trained by his tactics. Books were written. Statues were built. Some called him a hero. Some called him a monster. But none called him weak. And yet, Raylan himself was gone. No one knew when he disappeared. Some said he retired. Some said he flew into deep space, never to return. Others believed he died in a final mission, too secret to be recorded. But one thing was certain. His legacy did not fade. On Earth, life had changed. The planet had become a symbol of strength, Trade flowed, peace held. Humans walked freely on alien worlds without fear. Even those who once mocked Earth now treated it with honor. Ava Chun, now Admiral Chun, stood in Earth's new defense hall, speaking to young cadets. "You want to know what made Raylan different?" she asked. The room was quiet. Every ear was listening. "He wasn't the strongest," she said. "He wasn't the smartest, but when everyone else waited, he stood up. He did not ask for permission. He acted." She looked out the window toward the stars. He reminded the galaxy that humans don't stay on their knees, ever. One cadet raised his hand. "Did you see him again after the war?" Ava smiled faintly. "No, but I hear his voice in every battle plan I write. And I see his shadow every time an alien ambassador bows to Earth." Far beyond Earth, deep in the black where few dared to go, an old ship drifted silently. Its engines were cold, its weapons offline. But inside, one screen still glowed, tracking, listening, watching. A faint voice echoed from the ship's core. "Threat level, 0. Earth status, stable. Standing by." Then silence. But legends don't die in silence. They grow. On a border planet in the Valari system, an alien child pointed up at the night sky. "Is that where the human came from?" he asked. His father, once a Valari officer during the war, nodded slowly. "Yes, that's Earth. Is it scary?" The child whispered. The father thought for a moment, then answered, "No, but it is dangerous when angered." The child was quiet for a while, then asked, "Will he come back?" The father looked at the stars. "Only if we forget what he taught us." And so, the galaxy remembered. They remembered the insults that started it all, the silence that followed, the ghost fleet that rose from the dark, the human who stood when no one else did, the soldier who turned fear into fire. And across the stars, carved into steel, written on walls, whispered in the wind, was the same sentence: the Earth was insulted once, never again. The legend of Raylan Burke lived on, not in power, but in respect. And that, more than anything, was the victory Earth had waited for.